Yeah, that's one aspect of the market at the moment. Like, there's a lot of stock on market, but there doesn't seem to be huge signs of like downward movement in prices. So Sam, this place is pretty cool. Whereabouts are we today?
Yeah, so we're at 403 The Grey, Great North Road in Greyland.
Yep.
Super cool sub-penthouse apartment with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Yeah, cool, awesome views here.
Yeah. Stunning views, and huge deck, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it just keeps going on.
Yeah, sweet. And mate, if we want to learn more about this, who do we chat to?
Yeah, so Jono King from Bayleys Ponsonby is the guy.
Yeah, sweet. And yeah, cheers, Jono. Thanks for hosting us today. So getting into the weekly news, right? A little bit of interesting stuff this week, Sam. So we had a bit of stuff on like homes for sale, a couple other interesting topics. So what have we got first up?
Yeah, so realestate.co.nz's latest data on homes for sale. There were 32,600 homes for sale across New Zealand at the end of May, which is up 22% on May last year.
Yeah, it's a big rise, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, pretty significant data to see. And basically asking prices were pretty flat on what we saw last year.
Yeah, that's one aspect of the market at the moment. Like, there's a lot of stock on market, but there doesn't seem to be huge signs of like downward movement in prices.
Yeah.
But kind of interesting. They also showed West Coast, right, like outperforming. So asking prices at an all-time high due to lack of supply down there.
Okay.
So yeah,
One.
a little bit different if you're into West Coast. And so second up, right, Sam, the Reserve Bank released like an explainer on the upcoming debt to income ratios. So these kick in on 1 July this year. So very, very soon. Mate, how do these things work? Like, there's a lot of like trickiness around them. But,
I guess to put it simply, these kind of compare the debt amount to gross income before tax.
Yep.
And what's coming into play is banks will only be allowed to have some of their lending above that certain debt to income ratio. So for owner occupiers, that'll be 6 times, and for investors, that'll be 7 times.
Yep. So like 100k income, 600k debt type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so those come in 1 July, right? Well, what's our sort of view around significance for the market right now?
Yeah, I think where we see like debt to income having a big impact on the market is in like a low interest rate environment.
Yep.
But I guess given the current high rates, not to see like a huge impact, but potentially in the future if those rates come down.
Yeah. So it might be more of like a control in the future, eh? Rather than
anything immediate.
Yeah, no, real interesting. And then next up, right, we had big investor kind of increasing investment into residential property, or as they like to call it, like the living sector these days.
Yeah.
And so this was the latest NZX announcement by Precinct Properties. So they're a big listed company that's previously focused mainly on like office buildings and a bit of retail and that type of stuff. And so they've basically been building up their investment into the living sector. And they announced a couple of interesting projects, right?
Yeah, so they're planning some purpose-built student accommodation at 256 Queen Street, and a build-to-sell project announced with the land acquired from Panuku in Mount Eden.
Yeah, and we're seeing a little bit of similar things from like Kiwi Property Right, build to rent at Sylvia Park. So
interesting to see more in that sector.
And so next up, Sam, we've got our weekly sales snapshot. Bailey's commercial team this week coming in with some sales. What have we got?
Yeah, some land sales. So first up, I've got 4 Blomfield Spa in Takapuna, a rare vacant site in central Takapuna, 496 square metre site with metropolitan centre zoning. This one was marketed by Ranjan Unka and Michael Nees and sold for 1.955 million, about 3,942 per square metre.
Yeah, interesting. And then 2 sales in Stonefields in Auckland, so 18 and 80 Tephra Boulevard. So these were the last 2 super lots in Stonefields. 2 sites, 6,098 square metres and then 6,630 square metres. Fab zoning. These were marketed by Lynn Harwood and Susie Wigglesworth and sold for 9.5 million and 8.62 million. Pricing on those range between about 1,300 a square metre and 1,560 a square metre.
Cool, and last up I've got 29 UD Street in Lower Hutt, a development site with a clean bill of health, 2,960 square metre site with business zoning on a high profile corner site, vacant possession, and this one was marketed by Ethan Harrigan and James Higgy and sold for 4.1 million or 1,385 per square metre.
And then so next up we go offshore, right? We've got Global Partner Knight Frank's latest super prime intelligence. Sam, what have we got here?
Yeah, so this kind of covers a snapshot of residential sales in that 10 million plus range across 11 key international luxury markets. And I guess overall they're seeing a bit of a slowdown in the luxury market and kind of the lowest annual sales that they've seen in the past 3 years, which is down from the COVID highs of like 21, 22, but still above the pre-COVID totals. So yeah.
It's like an interesting space, right? Like I think if you go into like the States at the moment, there's been this big shift from like New York to Miami, and like some massive sales through there. I think like Jeff Bezos and that has been like snapping up some like nice waterfront sites. But yeah, so pretty consistent with like what we're seeing across a lot of markets, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, cool. And then finally to wrap up, right, property of the week. So Sam, what have you got for us?
I've got 85 Karawa Parade in Papamoa, Tauranga. Beachfront scenes, a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom on 645 square metres. Absolute waterfront with amazing views and no expense spared in the renovation. If you're interested in this property, you can get in contact with Richard Wright or Rebecca Wright from Bayleys, Mount Maunganui.
Yeah, cool. And then for me, right, I've got this property here. So I've got 403 at the Grey in Greylin in Auckland. The new benchmark, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 car parks, sub-penthouse, brand new, ready to move in. It's really cool. It's got amazing views.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, like we're just hanging out on the deck, really cool views, and super big outdoor terrace. So if you want to learn more about this one, contact Jono King from Bayleys Ponsonby.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's it. We'll wrap it up here. So big thanks to the vendor and Jono King from Bayleys Ponsonby for hosting us today. Cheers, Sam.
Cool, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, sweet. And we'll see you next time. Ciao.